You paid for me. Now do it. The human got her pregnant, and then she became his wife. The auction room smelled of iron and fear. Beneath the flickering lights, cages lined the walls, each holding someone that wasn't supposed to exist in a civilized galaxy. Humans, aliens, hybrids, all with price tags dangling like badges of shame. Ethan Cole hated this place, but he needed to be here. When the war ended, the alien refugees were sold off as indentured companions by the same governments that had bombed their homeworlds. He wasn't here to buy one. He was here to save one. But when he saw her, he forgot everything else. The girl inside the cage wasn't like the others. Her skin shimmered faintly blue under the light, like starlight on water. Her eyes, large, luminous, violet, met his with a strange calmness. There was defiance there and something else. Acceptance. Lot 47. The auctioneer barked. Zarathi female. Age unknown. Trained. Fertile. Starting at 500 credits. Ethan blurted out. The room turned. Someone snorted. Big spender, a voice mocked. Sold, said the auctioneer almost immediately, eager to move on. A few minutes later, Ethan found himself holding a data slate, a receipt, and a small, trembling hand. She was his. Legally. The alien girl looked up at him as the guards released her. You paid for me, she said softly, voice like wind through glass. Now do it. He blinked. Do what? Her gaze didn't waver. Whatever you humans buy us for. Ethan's heart twisted. I didn't buy you for that, he said gently. You're free now. She tilted her head. Free? But you own me. Not anymore, he said, handing her the data slate. That's your release order. You can go anywhere you want. For a long moment, she didn't move. Then, quietly, she said, I have nowhere to go. They walked together through the rainy streets of New Geneva, neon lights dripping color down the wet glass buildings. Ethan worked as a mechanic in the outer sectors, where the galaxy's forgotten tech found second lives. He brought her to his small workshop, half home, half junkyard, and handed her a towel. You can stay here until you figure things out, he said. My name's Ethan. She hesitated before replying. Lyra. Days turned into weeks. Lyra spoke little, but she watched everything. She was curious about the machines Ethan fixed, about human food, about the strange way he treated her like a person instead of a possession. Once, she burned her hand trying to repair a plasma coil. Ethan rushed over, grabbing her wrist. Hey, easy. You'll scar. I don't scar, she said quietly. My kind heals. He smiled. Lucky you. She looked at him for a long time. You're strange, Ethan Cole. You bought me, and then gave me freedom. You feed me. You teach me. Why? He shrugged. Because no one else will. Months passed. They became something like friends. Ethan would find her humming softly while he worked. The sound was alien, melodic, but somehow peaceful. Sometimes she'd touch his hand absent-mindedly, her skin cool against his. One night, she came to him, standing in the doorway of his room. I had a dream, she whispered, of my home. The skies were silver, and the rivers sang. He sat up. Do you want to go back someday? She shook her head slowly. There is nothing left to go back to. Then, after a pause, she added, Can I stay here? With you? Of course. But when she stepped closer, the air shifted. The faint bioluminescence of her skin glowed brighter, and she touched his cheek. Her voice was trembling. You said I was free. Then let me choose this. Let me choose you. Ethan froze. Lyra. Her lips found his before he could finish. When dawn came, he thought she'd regret it. but she only smiled faintly as the sunlight crept over the metal walls. "In my people's way," she murmured, tracing his chest. "That means we are bound." He stared at her. Bound. As mates. Life and death. Ethan laughed softly, brushing hair from her face. "You really don't waste time, do you?" "I told you," she said seriously. "I chose." But life in the outer sectors was fragile. War scars didn't fade easily. Alien refugees were still despised, hunted, or worse. When the patrol drones discovered Lyra was unregistered, they came for her. Ethan hid her beneath the floorboards, his heart hammering as soldiers searched his home. When they left, she crawled out, trembling. "You risked everything for me again." He cupped her face. "You're worth it." She leaned into him, whispering something in her native tongue. "What does that mean?" he asked. She smiled sadly. "It means I belong to you. Not by law, not by chains, but by heart." Weeks later, she fell ill. At first, Ethan thought it was the food or stress. But when she began to glow faintly from within, he panicked. He rushed her to an underground medic who treated alien physiology. The old doctor scanned her and frowned deeply.
"She's not sick," he said.
"She's pregnant." Ethan's breath caught. "That's not possible. I mean, she's not human." The doctor only shrugged. Seems biology didn't get the memo. Ethan staggered out of the clinic, mind reeling. Lyra sat quietly beside him, fingers brushing his. "You're scared," she said softly. I don't know what this means." "It means," she whispered, placing his hand over her stomach, "that something of you lives inside me. And something of me lives inside you now." The months that followed were hard. Lyra's body changed rapidly, glowing more brightly with each passing week. She was fragile but serene, as if some deep instinct guided her. Ethan did everything. Built a hidden shelter in the junkyard, brought food, guarded her from patrols. He talked to her belly sometimes, jokingly. "Hey, kid, you're gonna be the weirdest baby in the galaxy." Lyra would smile faintly, "Or the most beautiful." But danger came sooner than he expected. One night, the soldiers returned, this time with scanners and orders to seize all unregistered aliens. They found the shelter. Ethan fought. Hard. He was shot once, twice, before collapsing. When he woke, the soldiers were gone, and so was Lyra. He spent days searching. No trace. No leads. The sector was locked down. Then, months later, a message appeared on his communicator. It was grainy, distorted, but the face was unmistakable. "Ethan," Lyra whispered. "They took me to an internment colony. I'm alive, and so is our child." He froze. Her eyes filled the screen, calm, luminous, full of something fierce and eternal. "I'll find you," he said hoarsely. But she shook her head. "Don't come. It's too dangerous. Just know that I love you. Always." The signal cut. A year passed. Ethan never stopped searching. He left his workshop, joined a resistance group smuggling alien refugees, and hunted every rumor of a Zarathi woman and her hybrid child.